Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and today we're doing a bit of a different video, more of like a discussion towards the Monsterverse in terms of just clearing up what some of the concerns are, and it's um, mainly about the Warner Brothers and Legendary potential split. Now, basically, if you guys don't know what's going on, Legendary is reportedly seeking new business partners, new movie studios to partner with, and pretty much just ditching Warner Brothers. This is a big deal because not only have Legendary and Warner Brothers been spewing out movie after movie that have rocked the box office, it's been quite a long ride for these two companies. They've had a somewhat of a love-hate relationship with each other, but overall they've been at least fine in terms of a production standpoint. Up until recently. See, Warner Brothers right now recently got bought out by Discovery and has been renamed to Warner Brothers Discovery. And right now they're giving the axe to many projects, including stuff on HBO Max, canceling even two movies. I think it was Scoop to The Holiday Haunt and Batgirl, or was it Batwoman? I think it's Batgirl. That was supposed to go on HBO Max as well. And these movies were so close into production, yet they had to give the axe to them, all for tax reasons, because they thought by axing these, they would save money. And, that might sound like a smart idea if they actually thought this through, which they didn't, and now as a result, they lost even more money. So now Warner Brothers Discovery basically just shot themselves in the foot by doing that sort of stuff. And as a result, Legendary is not happy with their current changes. And even though right now they're in the middle of production of a new Monsterverse movie, Godzilla vs. Kong 2 or Origins, whatever you want to call it, it just seems like Legendary just kind of wants out. Like, they're going to finish this film, but once that film is finished, like, they're done. But it definitely seems like they're trying to branch out to other companies because we recently got the Skull Island anime announced and we got its first teaser. We still have yet to get a trailer for Netflix. And we also have... Is it for Netflix? I think it's for Netflix. And also the Godzilla Apple TV Plus live action series that's going to be a prequel to King of the Monsters, but a sequel to Godzilla 2014. With that being said, I definitely do think that it's inevitable that Legendary is going to split with Warner Brothers because, a lot of people are saying that, oh my gosh, we're not going to get any more Monsterverse movies. It's so doomed. It's like, people, just listen to what you're saying. First up, Warner Brothers does not own the Monsterverse. They own the distribution rights to the four Monsterverse, and I guess the fifth one that they're currently producing. That's it. Legendary owns the Monsterverse. And if you need any sort of doubt, literally look at any of your Monsterverse merchandise. Look at the box and tell me where it says copyright Monsterverse Warner Brothers. It says it for Legendary, not Warner Brothers. Plus, Legendary is the one who wanted to do this whole thing. Warner Brothers just wanted to do maybe like a sequel to Godzilla, but Legendary, after the success of 2014, wanted to do this whole cinematic universe. So they went to Universal, see if they could strike up a deal to make a new Kong movie. They weren't having it, so they decided to take the Kong license and give it to Warner Brothers, which is Warner Brothers' new IP, I guess. So I guess now all three companies, Universal, Legendary, and Warner Brothers, own a bit of King Kong, because the rights whole thing is just a mess at this point. And to top it off, they basically just kind of went in and then, confirmed the Godzilla vs. Kong crossover. So now we had those four movies, rest is history. The biggest thing that, people are saying is that, since Warner Brothers is probably going to be out of the MonsterVerse production-wise now, Legendary is doomed or whatever, let's look at their production partners they have in mind. Currently, they're eyeing two of them, Paramount and Sony. These two are actually really good. Now, Sony right now is, in terms of cinematic universes, is literally partnered with the biggest one of them all, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which even then, I think right now it's on a decline right now because of, just look at the recent box office of Eternals and Black Widow. I think they just did as good about it as King of the Monsters did, which at least King of the Monsters had a smaller budget. But that being said, I think that pairing up with Sony could be a smart idea because they've had a lot of success with films like Venom and Venom 2, which almost made $1 billion each. And not so much Morbius, but I can definitely tell you that if Morbius, given the craze, Morbius is probably going to get a sequel somewhere down the pipeline. It's inevitable. They're literally working on a Spider-Man cinematic universe. And I know that people are scared, oh my gosh, they're the same guys who made Godzilla 98. Yeah, they are. 20 years ago. Do you guys not think that after Godzilla 98 that they would let the same thing happen to Godzilla 20 years later? They wouldn't do that. Has it been 20 years? Yeah, it's been 20 years. Seriously. Now that Toho and Legendary, first up, it's Legendary that controls the MonsterVerse. They have their own specific version of Godzilla, and they're not going to let another company that they just partnered with bid in and change Godzilla to whatever they want to. And even then, Toho has the final word on everything. And even then, Zilla is now his own monster, so they can't just make him realistic. And even after all of that, they have a different production team behind Sony anyway. It's not the same thing 20 years ago. Even if some of the same people that were there 20 years ago are still there, I can definitely tell you, for the most part, the creative team is very different. Lots of people are probably retired at this point, from 98 to now. So, who's to say that Sony can't just redeem themselves and make a good MonsterVerse movie in production with Legendary or Toho? And let's talk about Paramount. They've been recently having some very good successes with the recent Sonic movies, and Top Gun is currently schooling the box office. So hey, I'd be down for that. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, Sonic, Godzilla crossover. Yeah, that won't happen because Sonic and Godzilla, they exist in their own universe, and even then, would Toho and or Sega even allow that? Well, to be fair, they allowed Mechagodzilla and Sonic to be in Ready Player One, so hey, who knows? So, just remember that if Warner Brothers and Legendary do decide to split, it's Legendary that has, the main core of everything. Not to mention, they supply most of the budget of these MonsterVerse movies. Across all four, they've, I think, reportedly did 75% of the movie's budget. To put that in perspective, the highest, Godzilla King of the Monsters had a budget of around $170 million, and Warner Brothers only put in 25%, which, doing the math, it's only $42 million. $42,500,000. And I know they had to do the budget, or the, marketing, but that only brings it up to another $100 million. $142,500,000. That is, I think that's still less, or maybe around the same of what Legendary paid. So giving it all just a good reason, it's not a bad thing that they'd be splitting. It's just a nice change of style, and the companies are probably going to get back together anyway. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everyone.